and George, and today we're going to talk about collaboration diagram. So let's have a brief discussion about collaboration diagram before we jump into it. So it's description of interacting behaviors between a collection of objects. This behavior is partly derived from the static relationships, particularly association, defined in the class diagram. Subclasses may have an interacting behavior that is different from the same behavior of a superclass. Examples of collaborations are ATM system, a user object interacts with an account object, inventory system in which inventory manager object interacts with warehouse object, course registration system, a student object interacts with the course object, and investment records system. Interaction, a set of messages or stimuli exchanged between objects in a collaboration. Thus, a collaboration defines one or more interactions. The goal of describing a collaboration is to accomplish a particular functionality defined in the requirements. Completion of the withdrawal process in ATM is a collaboration example. As part of this collaboration, a user object sends a message to an account object, and the account object sends a message back to the user object. A message is a one-way communication between objects, synonymous to data flow. A message may have parameters. A message from one object generally corresponds to requesting the service of a method in the same object or in another object. A message may be synchronous, waiting for response, or may be asynchronous, continues in exact execution without waiting for a response. A user object in an ATM system sends the following message to an account object. So this is one of the example for collaboration. What is a stimulus? It's a signal sent from one object to another. A stimulus may have parameters. A stimulus from one object generally corresponds to initiating an action in another object. So I hope you understood. Let's move on to the collaboration diagram. So this is the collaboration diagram for conference management system. As you can see, we have conference here, then it moves to the server, and we can see we have admin adds the conference schedule, and the reviewer can submit the review here, and the server when the user searches for the paper, the server will check if it is present in the server or not, and then the response will be sent back. So let's go by number. So this is the first one. Admin can add conference schedules. So it goes to the conference. Here we can, when the user tries to log in, it asks for ID and password. So the login system comes here, and the login system will verify, go to the server and verify if it is there, and it will send the acknowledgement back. And then you can see we have add paper here. So once the user logins, it can add paper. So it will go to the paper, the response will be sent back. And we can see that the user, once the user logs in, it can also try to search for papers, and then the review can be submitted, and if once the paper is submitted, the response will be sent back, and the response will be sent back, and the user, once logging in, can also try to download the paper. And finally, if the user wants to log out of the system, it can log out from here, the logout module. So I hope you understood. So once, how you basically go along with collaboration is, you first actually make the sequence diagram, and then you convert it into a collaboration diagram. So I hope you understood. Thank you.